Now on KGW Plus, 2 shootings last night near the Portland-Gresham border sent 2 people to the hospital. Why police think they're connected.
We're also live in Vancouver, where parents and some Evergreen Public School staff will rally today ahead of a possible strike. Thomas Schultz joins us live at 8:30 with an update from the school district.
Also, another big story this morning, the grand opening of the state of Washington's first In-N-Out. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson is live in Ridgefield. She's been talking to some of the people online. We're also taking a look at the workers getting ready for that big 10:30 opening. Some people, by the way, in that line have been there for 12 hours at this point. The 8 o'clock hour of Sunrise starts right now.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 8 o'clock. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. We have no Chris McGinnis this morning, but we have lots of Rod Hill. There he is in the Weather Center. So, Rod, let's talk about that nice forecast today and that hot forecast coming down the line.
Yeah, today is it for about a week of what would be considered comfortable August temperatures inland areas, with an extreme heat watch starting Friday, Saturday, and continuing into Sunday. So more on that coming up. Let's get you out the door this morning. There is a mixed bag of cloudiness at the beach. Some coast cameras are showing sun. Chinook's Casino Resort in Lincoln City now showing cloud cover, but moving forward, we think this turns into mostly sunny skies up and down the Oregon coast. So a nice day. Right now you're at 57. We have partly cloudy skies currently over Portland. This has been kind of back and forth this morning. We're at 64. Winds are light. 74 at noon, so really nice, comfortable morning. And then like yesterday, just getting up into the low 80s, I have us at 83. Now tomorrow, especially you folks in Salem, good chance of hitting 90 degrees. So again, today's it for the more comfortable weather. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Rod. Quick look at traffic here this morning. Some drive times around the area, driving into downtown Portland. The slowest traffic right now is on that Highway 26 drive from Brookwood Parkway to I-405. Cars only moving at about 26 miles an hour, and that's why that ride is taking people about 30 minutes at this point.
Your time now is 8:02, and Portland and Gresham police are investigating 2 connected shootings that left 2 people hospitalized Tuesday night. Officers first responded around 6 p.m. to reports of gunfire between 2 vehicles near Northeast Gleason and 167th. The group separated, and about 40 minutes later, they returned to Pat Pfeiffer Park, about a half a mile away, where there was another shooting. Authorities confirmed that 2 people were taken to the hospital, but so far no word on many suspects or arrests. Meantime, we now know the name of the teenager who drowned in the Columbia River last week. The Clark County Medical Examiner's Office says 16-year-old Anthony Tarnowski of Battleground died last Wednesday while swimming near Frenchman's Bar. A bystander tried to save him, but says the current swept the teen downstream. The sheriff's office is warning people about a drop-off in the river about 10 to 15 feet from the shoreline, where the current quickly picks up.
Some news from Providence this morning. Its Seaside Hospital will stop providing birth-related services, including labor and delivery, starting October 4th. The hospital says a drop in the number of births, along with staffing challenges, led to this decision. But it also wants to be clear that the hospital is not closing altogether. Providence also says that families in the area can still access maternity care at Columbia Memorial Hospital in Astoria, as well as the Astoria Birthing Center.
Portland's first ever homeless village for people living in RVs is closing next month. Since the Sunderland RV Safe Park opened a couple of years ago, about 160 people have stayed there. And the shutdown comes after City Council voted to stop funding the site after September 30th. Now, those we talk with say if they don't have all the paperwork for their vehicles, like registration and insurance, they'll be towed to a city storage lot.
It was really unfair, and it made us feel kind of like tricked. Because when we came in here, we were never told we were risk losing our place. We were told we would get help getting a real place.
The city says it's working with the county to get everyone at the RV park into some sort of housing or transferred to other shelters. Our team at The Story covered this topic in much more detail. You can watch the latest episode anytime in our KGW YouTube channel or streaming on our free TV app, KGW Plus. We are just a few days away from Oregon's largest school district heading back to the classroom, and whether your kids are walking, biking, or getting dropped off, PBOT is making changes to boost safety near schools. They're planning to improve visibility at more than 200 intersections and crossings in the city. Curbs will be painted yellow to restrict parking within 20 feet, and no parking signs will go up where there are no curbs. PBOT says that it's all to help drivers, cyclists, and pedestrians see the road more clearly.
what we're trying to do is provide this safety benefit near schools and on neighborhood greenways where we can have the most direct impact on pedestrian safety, on safe routes to school, and help everyone feel more comfortable moving through their neighborhoods.
The city's 10-cent gas tax and general fund dollars are paying for this project. PBOT says that crews will start painting in the next 3 months and installing signs in the next 6.
All right, this next story is not about this coming school year. It's about next school year. So starting next year, kids at Beaverton High will be walking around in some brand new halls. We got a sneak peek yesterday at what will be the new Beaverton High School opening up for the 2026-2027 school year. 3 stories, 300,000 square feet, room for about 1,500 students. A bond measure that voters passed 3 years ago will pay for this $253 million project. So again, this will be the last school year coming up for the current Beaverton High School, which first opened way back in 1916. We've got all these school stories, so we should also remind you about our KGW school supply drive. We still need the basics, the pencils, the paper, the crayons, the markers. You can continue to drop off school supplies at any On Point Community Credit Union branch, Rick's Custom Fencing location, or any one of our other community partners that's collecting this year, like the Old Spaghetti Factory. We're going to continue to take your donations until Thursday, August 28th. Also, this week, Windermere Real Estate, matching the first $5,000 donated to the drive, so we thank them. And we give a big thanks again to On Point, Rick's Custom Fencing, and Safeway for everything those 3 partners are doing to support this year's school supply drive. Back to Ridgefield now, because we're talking about the first In-N-Out in the state of Washington, which is set to open up here in just over 2 hours.
All this morning, we've heard from people who've traveled from all over the area to be one of the first in line. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson joins us live from Ridgefield to show us what it looks like now.
That's right, Drew, China. There's so many people out here early this morning, dozens and dozens of cars, people waiting outside the restaurant because they're ready for In-N-Out. And I want to show you something that's going to make you very jealous. Take a look at this. Look at that. Look at that shirt. You see that?
Oh.
That's what the first people who arrived here were able to get for getting here so early, along with their order being free. And so we've had several people out here for hours that came from far and wide that said they can't wait to try the burger. We've had staff here that got here just as early as well. We're here to talk with Denny Warnick. You're the Chief Operating Officer of In-N-Out. It's a big day. It's a hungry day.
It is awesome. We know you never know quite what to expect at a new store opening like this, so to arrive here this morning and have customers already here ready at 6:30 in the morning, and they've been here for quite some time, it feels great. This is awesome.
And it's a big deal for the community. You have a lot of staff members here from the Ridgefield area that were hired. Can you talk about the importance of that?
We do. We have about 90 associates here working at this location. About 70 of them are from the local community, and actually we're not done hiring. We'll continue to hire after the store opens. The starting wage is $18.75 an hour, and the good news is associates get raises pretty quickly from there.
That's awesome. And I mean, we're expecting a lot of people to come out today. This is the line that we saw hours ahead of people expected to be here. So with congestion, what are you planning to do to kind of help with that?
We put a lot of thought into making the best plan that we can, because the last thing we'd like to do is come in and interrupt everybody else's day. And so we've been working with the DOT and the city and the police department. We've got some third-party traffic help and things like that to make the very best plan we can to try and get everybody through smoothly and as quickly as possible, and be a great neighbor to everyone around us.
Perfect. And we've talked logistics, but I got to ask you the most important question. What are you going to order?
I usually like to have a double-double with grilled onion and add mustard. I like to add mustard to the top bun. It's a great burger.
You're making me hungry. I love it. And we're also joined by staff here at In-N-Out. They have a message that we're going to send you off on.
Oh.
What?
Huh?
What did they say?
One more time? Could you repeat that, please?
What did they say? Corey, tell me what they said.
Welcome to Ridgefield.
Oh,
welcome to
Thank
Ridgefield.
you.
Welcome
Thank you so
to
much.
Ridgefield. We're excited. We're hungry.
Great job, Corey Johnson, live for us all morning out there in Ridgefield. They were speaking In-N-Out, Rod, so we needed a translation there from Corey.
Yes.
I do like the red and white. It kind of the classic 1950s kind of to you, China, you're our expert. To me, it's kind of a 1950s vibe when you walk in. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is she the expert on the 50s or the In-N-Out?
On the In-N-Out. On the In-N-Out. You know, they dropped off some of those paper hats when the Kaiser one opened up their location. And I had one, and I tried to find it on my desk. I was going to put it on, but I can't find it. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of cool, too, the old style paper hats that they wear. All right, Timberline Lodge camera, let's get you going. It's going to be a nice day today. And again, if you're like me, you're thinking, what do I want to get done today that I won't have to do when it gets hot? And it starts to get hot tomorrow. So think that way if you have some time on your hands later this afternoon. Beautiful clear sky over Mount Hood, 49 degrees. Past temperatures today at Government Camp up to about 70. Timberline should get into the at least low 60s, maybe 64 or so up there this afternoon. Here's a live camera showing clear skies over at Sun River Resort. That's Bachelor, not much snow left, sticking up there in the background. Again, that's Sun River Resort, where temperatures today will be up to about 80 for a high. Really beautiful day in Central Oregon, and clearly a gorgeous drive over the Cascades to get there if you're coming from the valley. Here's Providence Park. A little bit of cloudiness over downtown currently, so you're seeing some shadowing there. 63 is the number out the door. Izzy, by the way, is our KGW dog of the day. Good morning. Dog of the day at kgw.com is the email address. Just attach your dog's photo and name, and your dog will become our dog of the day. That's Izzy this morning. So again, I'm happy to tell you nobody hits 90 today, which is considered really comfortable, especially in Eastern Oregon. Baker City, 81 at 5 o'clock. That's dreamy stuff for you folks, right? 84 in Madras, about the same temperatures in the valley, and 60s to about 70 at the coast. So tomorrow we start to heat up. I've got Portland at 89, and then we have the weather impact alert for the hot weather coming. Nearing 100, maybe hitting it Friday and Saturday. Still at least mid-90s on Sunday. And I have updated the 7-day to show 90 or better extending on Monday and Tuesday. So if true, this would become the longest stretch of 90-plus degree heat consecutive days that we have had so far this summer. That's your update.
All right, thank you, Rod.
Super fast, super easy.
Yep, super fast, super easy. That's how travelers are describing the new way to get through TSA lines at airports around the country. Coming up here on Sunrise, we're going to break down everything you need to know about e-gates.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Changes are coming to TSA checkpoints around the country, including a new biometric screening program called e-gates.
NBC's Priya Sridhar has more on how airports are working to make TSA screening a little faster, smoother experience.
You're all set, Elizabeth. Have a good trip.
This morning, with just a quick face scan, Clear Plus passengers are breezing through TSA.
Super fast, super easy.
It's called e-gates, and these machines use biometric scans, like a live photo of your face, to verify your identity in real time without the need for a person to check your documents.
What did you think about it?
Wonderful.
What was the main difference?
Not fumbling for my license.
The lanes are only open to Clear Plus members, which requires one government-issued ID, a $209 per year membership, and a scan of your face for your biometric data.
Just like a regular clear lane, you have to get your boarding pass scanned. Then you walk up to the e-gate and a camera scans your face. And after 3 seconds, you can walk right through without having to talk to anyone, and then you're off to the baggage screening area.
While you skip one line, TSA still screens passengers and their carry-ons. Clear says they never sell your biometric data and that TSA has complete operational control over security screening.
This is new to American travelers, ubiquitous if you go to Europe, to Asia, across the world, but we are here to make America's airports ready to be on the world stage.
They hope this technology will shorten lines at airports ahead of major events like the FIFA World Cup next summer, which could bring 20 million international visitors to the U.S., putting unprecedented pressure on airport security infrastructure.
I think it's a good deal for people who are business travelers, people that do travel a lot, luxury or business, I guess, simply because it's really not a huge price to pay for the time they're going to save.
The e-gates come after TSA eliminated the requirement to remove shoes at security checkpoints last month, and after new family-friendly security lanes rolled out at some airports to make flying with children easier. New programs that could be a game changer for airport travel.
Your time now is 8:16. We're taking a live look from our zoo Skycam, our goat Skycam, and it appears the goats just don't want to be on TV this morning.
We got people though. How about the? Oh, we got a squirrel.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. We got a bird. I think
Bird.
some birds.
Anything else? Anything else, gang?
We came for the goats, but we're leaving for the people and the birds and the squirrel.
That's all we got. It looks pretty nice out there.
Yeah.
Gonna be a okay day today, but
No. Don't
Whoa,
sell today
whoa,
short.
whoa.
Rephrase, please.
Hey,
for
come
me,
on.
amazing.
Today's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Nice
You
day.
said okay.
Okay.
Fine. Today's gonna be fine.
Whatever.
It's gonna be nice.
Whatever.
No, today is the day. Like I said, I'm going to mow the yard when I get home this morning or this afternoon because I don't want to be out mowing it the next couple of days because it's going to get hot. So if you're like me and there's something you would just soon get done before temperatures rise, today's your day to take care of it. I've got Portland at 83. I've got mid-80s down in Salem today. We've got the heat wave kind of technically here on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday right now. Extreme heat watch from the Weather Service for these 3 days. Right now, I've still got 98 for Portland on Friday, the same on Saturday, 95 on Sunday, and I'm still thinking these temperatures will either hold or I'll have to make them higher. The record Friday out at the airport is 98. That's definitely in play. And I think the record of 101 on Saturday back in 1988 is in play as well. And the record 99 on Sunday, not out of the question. Not out of the question. Here's a look at what we have going on right now. It's a no weather issue day today. There's a little strip of cloudiness that we had in Portland earlier. That's all the way to Yakima, so that's moving out. Otherwise, we are all dry. We've got a mixed bag of clouds at the coast. Lincoln City has actually been the cloudiest camera that I've seen all morning consistently. We've got some sun when you get up toward Seaside this morning. Here's Schnickwin's Casino Resort in Lincoln City. A lot of people out taking a stroll, though, and no wind, so really nice, 58 degrees. Sun is expected. There's our state capital down in Marion County, 62. No wind to speak of. There's partly cloudy skies. It was kind of a dark when we looked at the West Hills a moment ago from that Oregon Zoo camera. Here's why. Temperature is 64, just light winds. Other temperatures, no issues driving through the gorge. West winds today like 10 to 20 miles per hour. The Dalles right now is sunny and 68, and beautiful clear skies over in Bend currently where it's 59, and daytime highs will be pretty close to Portland, getting up into the low 80s, maybe 84 over in Bend. I've got Salem today, 85. Partly cloudy to sunny skies, northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. And similar situation up in southwest Washington, just a smidge cooler. Longview, Kelso area getting up to about 80 degrees. And here are the 7-day numbers. 83 today, and here's what I'm talking about. Tomorrow we're 89, maybe 90, just like that. And then near 100, maybe reaching it Friday and Saturday, 95 or warmer on Sunday. The 3 days right now, the worst of the heat with the impact alert. And then if you don't have AC, no picnic on Monday or Tuesday either. Both days look like a good chance of reaching 90 or above. That's your update.
All right, things heating up there, Rod. Thank you for that. Hey, Chris is off today, but we're still keeping an eye on area roads, and we're tracking this crash right now on 205 North at Division Street. It looks like you see the situation there right in the middle of your screen. Some of those cars pulled over onto the left shoulder. It doesn't seem to be really slowing down traffic at this point, so that's the good news, but we will keep an eye on this situation over on 205 North at Division Street.
A ceasefire deal is very, very easy to break because it doesn't have all the ingredients attached to it.
World leaders are pushing different approaches to end Russia's war against Ukraine. Coming up, why some are looking for an immediate ceasefire first, while President Trump continues to push for a broad peace deal.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Russia is escalating its assault on eastern Ukraine, even as the Kremlin suggested it may be open to negotiations to end the 3.5-year war.
Meanwhile, President Trump says he's working on a face-to-face meeting between the presidents of the two countries. NBC's Alice Barr brings us the latest from Washington, D.C.
On the front lines of eastern Ukraine, relentless Russian strikes underscoring what's at stake as the White House seeks a location for a face-to-face meeting between Ukraine's President Zelensky and Russia's President Putin.
And then after that meeting, if everything works out, okay, I'll meet and we'll wrap it up.
Finding where to meet, no easy task, with Putin facing arrest for war crime charges and many countries party to the International Criminal Court. A White House official telling NBC News President Trump spoke with Hungary's leader and that Budapest is being considered, as well as Geneva. Russia has yet to publicly confirm Putin will meet with Zelensky, though the White House says he agreed to. Ukraine and European allies worried Putin will play for time are pressing for an immediate ceasefire, rather than the broad peace deal President Trump favors following his Putin summit in Alaska. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff defending the approach.
A ceasefire deal is very, very easy to break because it doesn't have all the ingredients attached to it.
Also noting the importance of guarantees for Ukraine's future security, though President Trump now says the U.S. will not send ground troops to join a European peacekeeping force, while not ruling out military support from the air.
It is an option and a possibility.
As the president acknowledges he can't be sure Putin is ready to end the war.
I think Putin is tired of it. I think they're all tired of it, but you never know. It's possible that he doesn't want to make a deal.
looming unknowns on the path to peace. U.S. and NATO military officials meeting today to discuss security guarantees. Russia has said any peacekeeping force that includes troops from NATO member nations in Ukraine would be unacceptable. President Trump also ruling out NATO membership for Ukraine. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Here's a look at some other national headlines with your Morning Rush. Police in North Carolina arrested a man who's accused of causing a gas explosion that injured 4 firefighters. Police say 46-year-old Jason Lee Beach was driving drunk when he hit a gas line outside this new veterinary hospital. Then they say he drove away. You see the explosion there on your screen. It was huge. The building exploded. Beach faces multiple charges, and court documents say that one of the 4 firefighters who were injured suffered broken bones in both their head and hands. Protesters at the Texas state capitol, meanwhile, had to evacuate after reports of a possible active shooter there yesterday. The Capitol building and grounds were shut down just before a planned protest. Authorities say they got an anonymous tip about a social media post. Protesters gathered later outside the Capitol gates. And the White House has joined TikTok even as the app faces a possible ban here in the U.S. The account launched on Tuesday, the White House account on TikTok, ahead of a September 17th deadline for parent company ByteDance to sell TikTok to a U.S. buyer or be banned across the country. The White House account drew more than 20,000 followers on its first day. And that's a look at your Morning Rush.
Washington State will not be bullied or intimidated by threats and legally baseless accusations.
Coming up in our next half hour, the Trump administration is pressuring sanctuary states like Oregon and Washington to change immigration policies, but governors say that they won't back down. But first.
And in Evergreen Public Schools, right outside district headquarters, classified union members are gathering for a rally as they look for a new contract. We'll have all the latest up next.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
Good morning, I'm China Green. Portland and Gresham police are investigating 2 connected shootings that left 2 people hospitalized Tuesday night. Officers first responded around 6 p.m. to reports of gunfire between 2 vehicles near Northeast Gleason and 167th. The group separated, and about 40 minutes later, they returned to Pat Pfeiffer Park, and about half-mile away where there was another shooting. Authorities confirmed 2 people were taken to the hospital, but so far no word on suspects or arrest. Headed over to Rod Hill now for a look at weather.
Good morning. Partly cloudy skies for some, mostly sunny for others. It's going to be a nice day. It's the last day where we're kind of where you would expect us to be, low to mid 80s. For the next week, starting tomorrow, closer to 90, and some days closer to 100. So enjoy our Wednesday. Salem Live, 62 out the door, still really nice. There's partly cloudy skies over downtown Portland, 64. I have a 74 at noon, 83 at 5 p.m. Yesterday was 82. And then just like that, near 90 tomorrow, and you see the red, the impact alert for the hot weather, 98, maybe 100 on Friday and Saturday.
.30 in the morning on this Wednesday, and this is one of our big stories this morning, the grand opening of that new In-N-Out in Ridgefield. Man, it has been quite the scene since earlier this morning. Hey, we see you. Thanks for watching sunrise. Thanks for lining up early to give us something to see this morning. Yeah, people actually started lining up in their cars at 8:15 last night for this morning's 10:30 grand opening. Again, this is out in Ridgefield, the first ever In-N-Out in the state of Washington. You want to say anything to those people who are still in China, 2 hours away from getting their burgers and fries?
Good morning. It's so exciting.
Okay.
Burgers.
Burgers.
We like burgers.
I guess for them, not for us. Look at us sitting here so far from the burgers.
Cold.
So far from the fries.
It is crazy what you said. First in Washington, before Seattle, before anybody.
Right.
Ridgefield.
Ridgefield.
And if you don't know, they have the sign up and they're moving the dirt around on East Mill Plain, east of 205, for the second Clark County In-N-Out to be coming. I assume everything's been regulated and passed because they have the sign and they're moving their dirt around.
There's 3 down in Southern Oregon. There's like a cluster down there, but until today, we only had that one locally in Kaiser. Now we've got the Ridgefield, and you mentioned another one coming to Clark County. Pretty cool.
As I go to the weather map, there is a fear here at KGW TV that we will someday lose China because she will spend all day at In-N-Out. We'll never see her anymore. Let's go to the weather maps. Chinook Casino Resort in Lincoln City, a little blue, this has been fog, kind of hit and miss. Other coastal cameras show sun. You folks will get sun today. That's Chinook Casino Resort in Lincoln City. Partly cloudy skies will be moving on over downtown Portland. This is the cloudiest we've been all morning, actually over the city, 64. This will quickly turn into just a mostly sunny day, much like yesterday, temperature-wise, 74 at noon and getting up to about 83 at 5 o'clock. Again today, and this will be the last day I will say this for over a week. No 90s expected anywhere on the board. We've got low to mid 80s in central and eastern Oregon, sunny skies, west winds in the gorge today, about 10 to 20. The Dalles has had winds to 16 this morning. The coast, I mentioned sun is coming, 60s to about 70, and then low to mid 80s up and down I-5. So please take advantage because here we go. Tomorrow you will feel the heat getting turned on. 89 in Portland. We have in red the KGW weather impact alert for our next heat wave. The worst of it will be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and especially on Friday and Saturday, we do expect some spots in the valley, like last heat wave, to get up to 100 degrees. That's your update for now.
All right, thank you, Rod. We have breaking news. A person has been safely extracted from their car on 17th and Jefferson. We're learning more about what happened here. Let's take a listen.
What happened? Can you walk us through it?
Yeah, good morning. So the initial report was a car into a building. And as you saw yesterday in North Carolina, those type of calls can escalate quickly, particularly if there's a break in the gas meter that fills the building and can lead to an explosion. Upon arrival, crews found simply a single car, single driver patient wrapped around a tree. Crews had to extricate the patient. These are a little bit tricky in the sense that when you don't have good visibility and the vehicle is more or less wrapped around the tree, as you extricate and tear apart the vehicle, you likely are to find additional entrapments. What does that mean? We initially realized that we had a hand and arm that was trapped in the door, pinned between the steering wheel. As crews tore apart the vehicle, they came to find out that the leg and ankle was pinned as well. So this is why Portland Fire and Rescue trains every day, every week, every month. We prepare for these. We kept it to just a single truck response. Had this been an additional vehicle, more patients, etc., we proudly have 9 trucks, 2 squads, all with extrication and highly trained firefighters that we can bring to bear.
So if you are just joining us right now, a person has been safely extracted from their car on 17th and Jefferson in Portland after they crashed into a tree and they got trapped between the seat and the door. Portland Fire, as you just heard there, had to cut the roof off of the car to get the person out. We'll continue to bring you updates as we learn more about this. In the meantime, a rally is getting underway in Vancouver ahead of a potential strike. As the school year starts, classified workers in Evergreen Public Schools are demanding better wages.
Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us live from school district headquarters. Thomas, it looks a lot busier there now compared to when you first got there at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, a lot busier, Drew and John. I'm going to step off here so you can see the scene of what we're seeing right off of school district headquarters in the Evergreen Public Schools district. A few dozen people here now as this rally is just getting underway. And these are workers like para-educators, mechanics, bus drivers, other classified staff in Evergreen Public Schools. And get this, guys, they're just getting here. This is going to last until around noon today. Now, workers are asking for better wages and safe, sustainable working conditions. Parents, students, and other staff are all here as that rally gets underway. If a rally like this in Evergreen Public Schools sounds familiar, it's because it is. Evergreen dealt with a strike of teachers a couple of years ago. That lasted almost 2 weeks. Now, in a statement about this rally as negotiations continue with classified workers, district leaders say they value their staff, their classified staff, and are hopeful and looking forward to coming to an agreement, hopefully sooner rather than later. Though they also add, Evergreen has significant budget challenges, and all of our financial decisions need to be made to support the overall financial health of our district. This rally is all kicking off half an hour before mediation gets underway at 9 o'clock this morning between classified staff and the school district. Guys, parents tell me that after mediation today, there could be a decision of whether workers will go on strike or if a deal will be reached. Drew, Jenna.
Thomas, thank you. In the meantime, lawmakers in Oregon and Washington are pushing back against threats from the Trump administration over sanctuary immigration policies.
The governors of both states say they will not change their values. Here's KGW's Evan Watson with more.
The U.S. government is pressuring states like Washington and Oregon to change its sanctuary laws and immigration policies. Washington Governor Bob Ferguson says there's no chance.
Washington state will not be bullied or intimidated by threats and legally baseless accusations.
Last week, U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi sent a letter to sanctuary states and cities across the country, saying sanctuary policies are obstructing and thwarting a federal crackdown on illegal immigration. Through sanctuary policies, local and state resources don't cooperate or assist with federal immigration enforcement.
If people are doing bad things, it is the responsibility of the federal government, who now just got how many billions of dollars more to do their job. Do your damn job and leave us the hell alone.
Oregon Governor Tina Kotek responded to AG Bondi in a letter saying Oregon doesn't obstruct immigration enforcement and the state is in compliance with federal law. Washington State Representative Julio Cortez says sanctuary laws represent a promise.
This law is about keeping local resources focused where they belong, on protecting public safety and not carrying out the work of federal immigration enforcement. It ensures that when a parent drives their kid to school, when a worker gets to their job site, or when someone calls 911 in an emergency, that help will come without fear that help will come with handcuffs and deportation.
Bondi says the Trump administration could cut contracts and grants to sanctuary areas as punishment for their lack of cooperation. Ferguson says he'll take that on.
Look, we have to navigate that. We're going to have to find a way to navigate the billions of dollars in cuts to Medicaid. That we also have to make sure we are, as a state, upholding our values as a state.
Again, that was Evan Watson reporting for us this morning. The city of Portland also replied to Attorney General Pam Bondi's letter saying that the city complies with applicable federal and state laws and will continue to follow such laws.
In the meantime, a South Portland resident who sued the city saying police weren't enforcing noise rules outside the ICE facility they live next to says she is now considering more legal action. The attorney for Cloud, Elvin Grail, who lives in the apartments across the street, says for 70 days she put up with yelling, loud bangs, and people pounding on her door. A judge ruled that she would not override police discretion. We heard from her lawyer, who called it a blow to everyone in the neighborhood.
kind of a cyclical pattern. Every night, the rioter protesters are acting well beyond what free speech laws allow. They are violating all kinds of time, place, manner restrictions. And
in a statement, Mayor Keith Wilson's office said, quote, "The city is grateful for court's thoughtful consideration of this matter." Elvin Grail's lawyer says that they are considering taking other legal actions.
All right, another look at the roads outside. We've been tracking this accident for the last half hour. This is I-205 north at Division Street, and we saw some cars pulled over earlier. Right in the middle of your screen, that's the left shoulder of those northbound lanes. Now the emergency vehicles showing up. You've got the police vehicle there, the ambulance. We don't know if anyone was hurt or how seriously. Obviously with the ambulance there, somebody was hurt. We just don't know how seriously at this point. It also looks like traffic is still getting by pretty smoothly in that area, but definitely something to keep in mind as you head out the door. Again, this is I-205 north at Division Street. All right, the grand opening of Washington's first In-N-Out happening this morning at 10:30, but my goodness, the action has been going on there all morning long. Some people got in line at 8:15 last night. Yeah, we see you. Good morning. We are the Sunrise Show, and you are hungry In-N-Out fans. They'll get their fix at 10:30 when those doors finally open up. We'll have more from the In-N-Out, the first one ever in the state of Washington, coming up here on Sunrise.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
All right, Ridgefield, Washington, the center of the In-N-Out universe this morning. The first In-N-Out in the state of Washington will open up later this morning. We're talking about 10:30, but we just got some word that they may have opened up the doors already to let these customers in early.
Yeah, so people from across the state expected to come for this. We can see people behind you walking into the shop. So what is it looking like out there?
That's right, Drew China. It was definitely a shock to many people. Instead of opening at 10:30, they've decided there's enough people here that they're going to let a couple people in, a few groups at a time. So it's exciting news, especially for a lot of people who've been out here for several hours. I mean, we talked to some people who got here late last night in order to be the first in line. So it's only the cherry on top now that they get to go to one of their favorite restaurants earlier than they expected. And so we're getting closer to the beginning of that line. We're here with Bruce, who's been waiting. You biked here, Bruce. Can you talk about your excitement?
Oh, we're excited. We've been eating In-N-Out burgers for years, and it's about time they finally brought one to Washington State. Obviously, the excitement's here. People are here, so it's great addition to our community. Wanted to support the community. You know, we don't have enough community events like this, so it's a great time. We're glad to be here and support them.
Yeah, and you biked here. You live so close. How cool is that? Do you plan to do that on a regular basis?
Oh yeah, we like to bike all over the place. It's easier than beating traffic, you know. Yeah, everybody's parked here and we just ride right past them.
Now, I mean, everyone's really excited about this, as you can see from the very first day for its opening. Congestion. You live nearby. Is that something that you're keeping in mind as the weeks go on?
I think there probably could have been a little bit better planning on the roads here in Ridgefield, but Steve Stewart, the city manager, I got faith in him, and he's doing a good job with the community and bringing businesses like this to his community. I think Vancouver could learn some things from this.
How long have you lived in the area?
I've lived here my entire life.
Wow. 60 years.
Yeah, I'm a native.
Native. And so do you feel like In-N-Out is going to bring a lot more people from a lot more areas to Ridgefield so they know what it's all about?
Absolutely. Have you ever been to the one in Salem? Have you ever been to any in Southern California? They're always like this every day because they serve good food and it's a cheap price, and that's what people want. And the service is impeccable.
That's what people want. Thanks so much, Bruce. You as well. And so we're going to be out here for the next few hours. They just had the ribbon cutting, but it is officially open. So that's what we love to see right now for Drew and China.
That is so exciting.
Corey, definitely still a new member of the Sunrise staff, but Corey, I'm going to say this assignment has to be your best so far during your short stay on the Sunrise show.
Thank you.
She's like, can I just get inside now and get some burgers?
I want some burgers. I do have a quick In-N-Out. We can let her go because I know she's just hanging there. I have a quick In-N-Out story.
Yes.
When I was in Las Vegas, there's In-N-Outs everywhere. I was apartment hunting for my first apartment. It was between two apartments, same rent every month. And I kid you not, I literally chose the one that was closer to In-N-Out.
I believe you.
That was the deciding factor.
I did that once where we were looking at, probably not that close, but there was a Five Guys close to this one spot I was looking at. I was like, yep, I'll pick this place.
That's it.
The Five Guys will do it.
My mom calls it, and I quote, pathetic.
Come on, Mom. Hey, you got to, there's a tiebreaker somewhere in there.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't it true? The only reason you decided to take this job at KGW was you heard that we were getting In-N-Outs close to the Portland area.
That's exactly right. But one thing that they don't have at In-N-Out is bacon. You asked about that earlier, but today is National Bacon Lovers Day, and earlier this morning we asked you guys out there to share your favorite recipe using bacon.
So Kathy sent us a huge recipe.
Wow. Look at this.
Yeah, this is her sweet heat maple bourbon bacon. Kathy gave us the incredibly detailed recipe. I'll just point out the key ingredients: cayenne pepper, maple syrup, and of course, bacon. We thank Kathy for sharing that recipe. You may remember earlier this morning we talked about a viewer named Barb in Albany who chimed in with her favorite bacon recipe. It was her grilled PB&B, peanut butter, bananas, and bacon.
Okay.
Well, Patrick from McMinnville chimed in saying, quote, Barb was close. Patrick apparently goes with bacon, lettuce, and tomato on lightly toasted white bread with mayo and peanut butter.
And peanut butter. Interesting.
This peanut butter bacon thing, never heard of it. Is this a Midwest thing? Is this
No, it's not a
Oregon
Midwest thing. It's not a Midwest thing. I would know about that.
Ooh.
But I like the idea. I love peanut butter.
Yeah.
And I love bacon. Why not? A little salty, a little,
Sweet.
you wouldn't
Yeah.
call it
Sweet and
sweet, but maybe there's a little bit of hardiness
There
to
you
the
go.
peanut butter.
Yeah. I do like your typical just bacon, lettuce, tomato sandwich. One of my all-time favorites. I'll get that in a restaurant if I can't decide what to have that's on the menu. That's what I'll take.
BLT.
I don't like the idea of mayo with peanut butter.
Yeah, you're not a mayo person, are you?
No.
Drew doesn't like mayo.
He doesn't like mayo or onions.
Yeah.
Yeah, 0 for 2. But I like you.
Okay, this is getting weird. The
All right, let's
bromance.
keep going. Extreme heat watch. This is everything about I said this yesterday, everything about this upcoming heat watch looks pretty identical to the last one. The map from the Weather Service with the heat watch up for Friday, Saturday, Sunday is identical to the last one. From Cottage Grove up by 5 through Portland, through Kelso Longview, up to Castle Rock, in the gorge out through Hood River. And we are talking about temperatures in the warned area. Basically, if you're in the warned area or watched area at this point, you have the potential for 100-degree temperatures. That's kind of the threshold that's being alerted to, if you will. Now, outside today, we have another comfortable day. No 90s anywhere in the state. Everybody's going to be pretty comfortable for this time of the year. A little cloudiness moving east out of Yakima. We have some clouds lingering in downtown Portland and also along the coast, but the forecast is becoming mostly sunny all areas today. This is zoomed in tight at Jefferson, and then there are the Three Sisters from our Timberline camera looking south down the range, 52 at 6,000 feet, where temperatures today will be up into the 60s. Here's the what I call the barn camera from the Salem Tasting Room camera in Sherwood. Really pretty country setting in the vineyard there. You can see it's sunny. 63 is the early morning number. Cloudiness over Portland, partly cloudy anyway, 64. Mostly sunny skies, I think, is what we'll end up with when we look back on today. It's 68 out in the Dalles, west breezes in the Gorge, 63 in Bend, 62 in Baker City. Again, everybody with a sunny forecast. Valley forecast numbers, low to mid 80s, northwest winds 5 to 15, closer to 80, 82 or 83 in southwest Washington. Portland made it to 82 yesterday. Obviously about the same today, 83. And then tomorrow near 90. So tomorrow, not an alert of any kind, but the day that you start to feel the temperature rise. And then we're just like that, we're close to 100, maybe making it on Friday and Saturday, well up in the 90s on Sunday with the impact alert for the hot weather, and still 90 or something Monday and Tuesday of next week. It is birthday time. All right, let's get our party started with the Blazer fan. There's Theo, 3 today. Happy birthday. Faye is 4 years old. Happy birthday to you. Eric, 34 today, out there in the yard working, it looks like. Happy birthday. Sarah, 42, down in Albany with her dog. Beautiful shot. Happy birthday. Holly's the big 5-0 today. Hope you have a fun day planned. And then here's Bob. Now keep Bob's picture up. Bob watches us a lot. Bob, we appreciate you. We like that smile, sir. He refers to Mr. Carney as the stud of the group. Again, these are Bob's words, not mine. He refers to me as a professor. Oh, I'll take that as a compliment. And he says China is the glue that basically makes it all work, that keeps our show together.
Oh, Bob.
I cannot vouch for Bob's character, but I do like his smile.
We love Bob.
I'll tell you, every good stud needs a little glue.
That's what they say, yeah. Our birthday's at KGW.com. We'll celebrate with you. Keep watching, Bob.
Hey, I'm Blair Best, and tonight at 6:30 on The Story, copper thefts are on the rise in the Northwest. We take you inside a metal recycling plant and talk with those who hunt for the valuable metal, plus how these thefts are impacting communication companies. Watch The Story tonight live at 6:30 on KGW or anytime on our TV app, KGW+. Have a great morning, and I'll see you tonight.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
In a wrap of our top stories this morning, Portland and Gresham police are investigating 2 connected shootings that sent 2 people to the hospital last night. The first happened around 6 p.m. near Northeast Gleason and 167th. About 40 minutes later, gunfire erupted again at Pat Pfeiffer Park. So far, no word on suspect or arrests. Providence Seaside will stop providing birth-related services, including labor and delivery, starting October 4th. The hospital says a drop in the number of births along with staffing challenges led to the decision, but it also wants to be clear that the hospital is not closing altogether. And we have an update this morning on the Willamette. The Oregon Health Authority lifted its toxic algae advisory stretching from the Ross Island Lagoon downriver to the Wapato Bridge in Kelly Point Park. Testing confirmed that toxic levels in the water are now below recreational guidelines. But keep in mind, algae blooms can develop at any time, especially when it's warm outside.
And China, as you know, we have the extreme heat watch up for Friday, Saturday, Sunday for temperatures pretty similar to the heat wave of not too long ago. But today it's really comfortable outside, about 83. Take advantage. You'll start to notice the heat tomorrow afternoon.
So here we are, August 20th, right? And to this point this summer, we've only seen 3 days in a row hit 90. We've not had anything past 3 days.
Correct. And I've got 5. We could hit 90 tomorrow, which would mean maybe 6 in a row.
Obviously in the Portland area. I know Eastern Oregon, you guys are quite used to this for sure. All right, let's go back up to Clark County. Ridgefield, the center of the burger world.
It's open.
You are on TV, my friend. You're on TV right now. Yeah, they said 10:30, right, for the opening today, but then they said, you know what, why wait?
Yeah.
There were so many people out there waiting that they opened the doors early, and maybe about 25 minutes ago, they started letting customers inside this first ever State of Washington In-N-Out location. China Green is our resident In-N-Out expert.
Yes.
If you were that guy that just walked through a moment ago, right
Yes.
there on our TV screens, you'd be going up to the counter and ordering what exactly?
A number 3 animal style fries and probably another burger. And you guys didn't know that there was a theme song? There is a theme song to this.
There is.
Yeah. In and out. In and out. That's what a hamburger's all about. Boom. There you go.
That's a little jingle.
There's the jingle.
Little In-N-Out jingle.
And they don't have anything but hamburgers, do they? I can't get a
They
fish sandwich.
No, you can't.
Can't get a chicken sandwich.
No, but you can get a cheese. What is it? Cheese.
Grilled cheese?
Grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese.
Think of that.
Yeah, they're not the most common of sandwiches. I get it. Thanks for watching Sunrise. We'll see you here tomorrow.